You all right, folks? So evening session today down on the River Tamar in Plymouth. Very, very chilly. I mean, it was -6 this morning. I'm going to undo my jacket a little bit so I can speak, but it was -6 this morning and not very good at all. I mean, it took me probably best part of 10 trips from my kitchen sink with warm water to the front of the van to clear all the ice off. After the first one, I managed to get some water on it, thought ideal as normal, go back in. Second one, ideal, straight down the motorway, straight to work. But unfortunately, the second one, I come out, pitch black. I should have had this headlight on because I would have been able to see, and spilt all the warm water straight down the front of me because I hit the post in front of the van. So not a good start to the day, but been to work, finished work. Me and Gaz thought we come down and have a go for a cod and array. Now we're at a mark which is fairly known. Anybody who knows where the venue is will know where we are. It's not a mark which many anglers will come to. I mean, it's easy for us after work tonight. Going to come down and see if we can hit some big baits out and see if we can come across a cod or two. Cod is starting to show in the river, but the main reason we're out today is to do something on these headlights. Now, we're not, as I said before, we're not doing sponsorship stuff anymore, guys, because I just feel that it's an approach we took many years ago, and I think it was the wrong decision to do at the end of the day. And I want to be able to be honest about things. And the good thing about being not tied to magazines and not tied to brands and stuff like that, I can give honest reviews. At the end of the day, we've always tried to give an honest review, but positive criticism is probably the best way to put it. But at the end of the day, we've been asked to do some on these and put them in the video. It's the armytek, and it is the Wizard C2 Pro. And to be honest, from the first look at that headlight, it's a lot different than I would normally use. I mean, it comes in a nice case. You get a USB adapter, and you've got a headlight strap there which goes on the top. So I'll go through how these work now, but it's ideal, really. I mean, it's an ideal headlight to have around the house, or if it's to keep in the car. If it's got a magnet on the bottom, so if you had anything wrong with the engine and obviously broke down or something in the dark, you can click that on and turn it on. You can see the front of the engine bay. But obviously, the main reason we're using them is for fishing. Now, I've been told that I'm going to be very impressed with this. So I went down last night. I didn't really know the settings and stuff. Had it on full beam. I found, for using it a couple of minutes, that it warmed up pretty much. But I'm told from the reviews I've looked at and from the spec that they do tend to warm up to a certain temperature, and then obviously it kicks in and it won't go past that temperature. Now, there's 3 different functions on it. There's like a low light, which you can ideal for baiting up and stuff like that. There's a mid-range light, and then there's a full beam light. I believe a 1600 lumens, which is ideal. They do one which I'd be very interested in looking at, which is 4000 lumens. Now, that would probably be a lot more suited to the type of fishing we do on the rocks and stuff. But this is the one what's up for review. It comes in a nice little case. They retail around the £100 mark, and all we're going to do tonight is have a short session with them and see how we get on. I mean, it's going to be very cold tonight, so see how the battery stands up to the temperatures. With the case, obviously, it just clips on. They're quite easy to put on, really. You sort of put the headlight in, and it clips to this back clip, what you can use on your belt and stuff. And then you basically clip it in like that. It's an ideal backup light, I would say, straight away. And then you've got a little cord that comes over the top of the light, like so. So if I put that in there like that, and that comes over the top, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so exactly the same as any other headlight. Go on my head like that. I'll adjust the straps and that in a minute. But to be honest, it's there you go. Let's get him on there, shall we? It's a bit different than I'm used to. Normally I've got a fixed unit on the top, but first thought sitting on my head, it's fairly comfortable. It's very, very light, and yeah, let's see how it gets on for the session. But hopefully we can get a few fish out. The water's very clear today, so on that note, I don't think we'll really see anything until the tide starts to flood and the darkness kicks in. I mean, we've done a few trips lately. Me and Gav smashed it on Devil's Point. Not at the cod we were after, but just an absolutely fantastic fishing session. I mean, we looked in the night before, seen the water was coloured, and thought, you know what, definitely worth a go down there on a day off tomorrow. We took a bucket full of bait, opened the stay for the generation, the day and the night tide. We had to go home by 4 o'clock. We're out of bait, completely out of bait. We had crab, black lug, bluey, anchovy, squid, you name it, it was in the bucket, and just yeah, literally smashed the pieces out the mark on that day. Sadly no cod, but I think the cod has seemed to stay up the river a little bit this year. There's a few decent fish had out, and I'm told that if we can get the baits out, we should be in to see a fish or two. So I know it's weird, it's not really a local mark. Gav's fished it once or twice over the year, I've fished it once or twice. Maybe I've fished it more for mullet, if I'm totally honest, into the bay over by the ferry side, especially for night time. Anybody was looking to target thick lip mullet, you see a few out. I've seen a few red mullet being caught down here, and yeah, it is what it is. Straight into the depths of the Tamar, right opposite Tor Point, and you've got the ferry to the left hand side of us. Parking can be a bit of a nightmare. There's not very many places to park, and access, I mean, we've got two of us down here now. We've pretty much took over the space of the venue. So obviously I think you probably maybe get free down here at a push, but it's especially on the drop-in tide. There's chains going across with a ferry, so you wouldn't want to be fishing that side with loads of you hitting it out and having the leads taken to the left. On the flooding tide, you're pretty right here as far as you can out towards the ferries. Let the lead come round right and into that deeper water with the dockyard next to us. So let's see what we can get out today. It is freezing, and I mean freezing. The things I do. No, it's nice to be out, but it is now the time to wrap up warm. I mean, very looking forward to Bridlington this year, but I think the Euros is going to be a very cold one. I mean, going back a couple of years ago, we were there in polo shirts, but I don't think it'd be like that this year. So just got to wrap up warm, and yeah, I mean, I remember last year I had to cut up my woolly hat, my spare woolly hat, and put it on my feet were that cold. So hopefully I ain't got to do that again. But I'm going to do a bit of fishing in between this tackle test, because I'll tell you what, I'm going to cut this open slightly. I'm using anchovies down here at the minute. The reason I'm doing it is because a few boys have done really well with them. And I mean, when we were smashing whiting with them, the big whiting with them the other day, they're just a really nice bait, to be fair, and especially for like bigger species, you get loads for your money, which is always good. So anyway, I'm going to put this on here now. We're after a cod. We're not mucking around. Got a chance of a fawny as well, I suppose, but cod is the main key today. And yeah, there's a few about, but they are still like unicorns. It's nice, someone said to me the other day, they went up Chesil and said, Andy, I thought you'd show you how to do it. He managed to keep himself, I think it was a double figure or near double figure, so congratulations to him. But it goes to show, sometimes you get the luck, sometimes you don't. It's fishing's a very, very weird game. 1 minute you could just be somewhere catching loads and loads of fish, and you think to yourself, I wish it was like this every time. And go out again, do exactly the same again, you're thinking, hang on a minute, what's going on here? And then you go out and you don't get a bite, and it happens for a couple of sessions. I've been there, done it, you know what I mean? It's not the fact you're doing anything wrong, it's just, it's fishing, isn't it? But that is lovely and oily. So I'm going to put that down now on the top hook, turn around a couple of times, and then go right down through the top end of it. So I've kept it like that, and hopefully that can do the business for a cod. I've got to running up and over with this now and hit this into the horizon and see how we get on. Okay then, about to fly this one out and see how we get on. That'll do it. Hopefully we can see one on that. So we have the light starting to fade away on the River Tamar. Lots of big fish pulled out of this place over the years. Not necessarily this mark all the time, but throughout the river. Gavin get one out there to the horizon, exactly where we need him, straight over, boosh.
Come on, done, it?
Huh?
Yeah.
It's the trouble with big baits in those rigs sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely sky and backdrop. Obviously tall point ferry on the left hand side. As I said, guys, it's not necessarily a secret mark where we are today. The place gets worse and worse over here, so it can be quite dangerous in future years, I would say, because a lot of the rocks underneath, there's nothing underneath that at the moment. You wouldn't want to be standing on that all night. And exactly the same, so we've just come back away from it, really. You see underneath there, it goes right down to the sea there, where the water's just decayed the land over the years. It's a nice little spot for mulleting. I've had many a mullet around this area, fishing over. There's a little creek up here, you can get them. Mainly on this part here, I'll show you a little tip for anybody who wants it. So if you get a load of bread at low water, night time gives you the best results. You can get them in daytime, but no doubt one Pacific fella will watch this, very well known for his mulleting down in Plymouth, and he'll probably point out a couple more different tips. But I like to fish here. Okay, so what we normally do is ground bait this area as it starts flooding, and you'll get bread all coming up over this, and what you do is just literally fish out in front of you off this point, and yeah, you get the thick lips coming up through, and yeah, you've got a chance of some absolutely stomping fish. It can be really hit and miss, but if you hit it on the right day, and to be honest, ground baiting's the key. Little bits of mackerel, little bits of sprat on the hook, and yeah, just basic one hook pats we tend to use. But yeah, real nice way of catching a few mullet. Red mullet as well, you can get red mullet off here, so I've seen over the years. Rays, cod, whiting, the odd eel and stuff, you know what I mean. It's mixed ground out there, thornback rays. But as I said, it's not a specific spot where we would go all the time, but just to be fair, we were working in the area and it was just somewhere nice and easy to come over the low water, so we thought, why not? But it's Tamar Bridge in the background, the dockyard next to us, Babcott's, and tall point over there. I mean, there's a ferry that goes across. We've got a couple of ferries backwards and forwards, so yeah. Millbrook over in the back, where we were fishing the other day, the flounder. And yeah, hopefully we can see a few fish out of here today. Fingers crossed. Alright, so we've got a bit of an issue here at the minute. We've both cast out to the horizon, gone to bring it back in. It's got about 40 yards maybe, and mine are hung up straight away, and I've tried to get, like, let it go, bring back, ended up snapping off. Gavin's just done exactly the same as me, so I'm not sure what it is, but not good. But we're gonna have another go anyway, see if we can get one out, eh? I've just got to watch that camera with the lead. But there we go. Right, see what we'll do. Bend these out first. We ain't got long to low water now, so let's try and get one out to the horizon. Dropped right off there, lovely. Nothing worse. It's like it was hung up. There's a shell. Okay, 7 ounce lead. full anchovy, blast out to the horizon. What more can you ask for? Nearly headlight time as well. Light starting to fade. Both of us snapped off. You just got to get better. Got to get better. It's getting around about that time now in the video where I want you to do me a favour. Hit that bell. Hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. All that other mumbo jumbo, what we like to see. And stay up to date and help support the channel. I mean, that's what we're here to do, guys. Entertain and show the magic enjoyment of our fishing. And that's what we try to do. Obviously, a lot of comments we get, and a lot of you guys that get involved and on the Facebook page and stuff. It's a great way to interact with you guys. And yeah, it's just that's what it's about at the end of the day. Hopefully get on to bigger and better things. But just waiting for that darkness now. But as you can see, it's the headlight right there. It's absolutely freezing, and I mean freezing. It's I'm not sure what the temperature is at the minute, but by the end of the day, it's that time where I wish I never had a shave. I had a shave the other day. Unfortunately, me and Gav are about to go on holiday very soon over to Spain, playing golf for a week. So I thought, you know what, I'll have a shave ready for it. But I've enjoyed the whole winter with a beard, and it's not even got cold. But I don't know what it is about winter. Sometimes it's about nice ale, nice beard, and then just chill out and relax. But no, there's a few young ladies coming on our way now with a dog, walking a dog. Come to see these top flight fishermen in full effect. Anyway, tight lines. See you later. Look at that for a backdrop. Can't get much better than that, can you? It's always this time of night I like, as the darkness has started to come in, light's starting to fade, and you're in for hopefully a good night's fishing. Not all the time, but I love the winter months. I've got to be honest. I know it gets cold out there, but it's nothing better than being out in the cold, hopefully catching a few fish and enjoying the scenery. But one of the questions that we keep getting asked, and people saying about the casting, obviously myself and Gav, we've been fishing a very long time, and we both took time out to learn to cast. Now I know we get a lot of comments from different people saying about different, and I agree with some of them, the fact you don't necessarily have to be able to cast to catch fish, because you don't. I had the actual we had the conversation earlier on in the tackle shop today, and I totally agree. You don't have to cast to catch fish. 9 times out of 10 they'll be in front of you. But the advantage of being able to cast is a skill which I think it gives you more of a chance at different venues, and especially the likes of beaches and stuff like that, being able to get out in that deeper water where the bigger fish lay up. And I've seen, me and Gav were talking earlier about it, I've seen the difference with my angling over the years, where being able to hit a bait out at certain venues and that, and the difference with the stamp of fish what I get, and especially at some of the venues where we fished over the last couple of months, being able to hit out into those gullies or those troughs and that, where the rays especially lay out, and some of them are 150 yards up the sea. You can't hit a bait 150 yards without practice and knowing and learning how to perform the cast. Now, Gavin, you can see with the videos recently, does a different style of casting to me. He's picked up the layback cast. He prefers it than the pendulum cast, and it's very basic of swinging the lead out now. But the thing with that cast is the timing. The timing is you need to have the timing perfect. So as the lead comes up, and then he basically turns and hits, which compresses the rod. Now the pendulum cast, to me, 9 times out of 10, you'll get away with it. One of the biggest bits of advice that I would say with people when they're starting out with the pendulum cast is, as they're letting the lead go out and as they let it go back in, as soon as the lead goes out of sight, they're turning and hitting it. And what you're doing, you're casting off the tip. Basically, so you're casting in the tip. So everything is all tip action. Where if you allow the lead to go out and then come back in and just pause for that lead to reach the outside of the tip, then as it reaches the outside of the tip, as you go to turn, you'll pick the lead up, which basically gets you into the midsection of the rod. Now, as I said before, I'm not a casting instructor, and I've had lessons over the years, and all I can do is obviously show what I've been shown, and hopefully pick it up. And one of the guys we've been speaking to recently, who's been down on this neck of the woods catching a few fish and stuff, he learnt to cast from watching the videos what we've done online, which I think is really beneficial, because I think with casting it's always hard to pick up unless you've got someone one-to-one showing you what to do. But he sent me a couple of videos recently, and he seems to have picked it up to the T. I mean, you can just tell with the reel, how the reel's going off, the speed of the reel, and how long the lead's in the air, that the guy can cast. And at the end of the day, sometimes, especially where we are at the moment, you can see that police boat right out in the middle coming towards us. It's there's going to be deeper water out there, so the advantage of us being able to hit a bait out to that boat is more beneficial than hitting it onto the bank in the shallower ground closer in. So yeah, as I said, it's not for everybody. For those that do take the time out to learn to cast, we'll seek the benefits and the rewards in the end, and I can guarantee that. But it does take you away from your fishing. I mean, especially if you start going tournament casting and stuff like that, which I've done over the years and stuff, it can be quite addictive. I know Adam, he's done very, very well over the years with his tournament casting, and he took a lot of time off fishing as well to do it. But the benefits of that is what you want to see at the end of the day. But Gav's has got to cast one out now, so I'm going to stand out the way. Dude, got one in the water. Let's see if we can get out. Get Gavin cast in here now. As you can see with Gavin's cast, it's just basically called a layback cast. So he brings it out to the right, out to the left, lets it drop. Just timing. Just timing. What a lovely evening. Absolutely lovely evening. Look at that. What fishing's about. Freezing your backside off. All in search of that one big bite. Can it happen tonight? Can it happen tonight? We'll find out. Right, so this is a light.
Off.
It's gone dim at the minute.
That's off.
So hold it on there. It's the first one. And hold the finger on it. Second one. There you go. So that's full brightness at the minute.
That's
full brightness there now. So there's 4 settings there, isn't it? 3 settings.
3 settings, yeah. So that's dim, medium, bright, dim, medium, bright.
Yeah. So that's on full black. But we will get a lot better look at it once it goes dark. I'll try not to blast it in your eyes, alright, so I'll keep it to the side like that, alright? But that's full beam at the minute, and to be honest, it's still quite light, but as you can see, it'll light up this area pretty easy. I went down the beach last night and I could see pretty much all the way through to the groins, and it's about that sort of distance. It's more than enough for fishing off of certain areas. I'd take it probably a lot of the places I went. I would prefer a bigger lumen, sort of like going into the thousands if I'm doing like proper rock fishing with big swells and stuff, just so I can see out properly what's coming in front of me. But it's a fairly good headlight. We'll get Gavin's opinion on it as well a bit later on. He's wearing exactly the same thing over the short session down on the Tamar. But no, it's, as you can see, he's got it on there now. Just going through the settings and stuff. And that backdrop. Gotta love it, haven't you? Got to love it. We'll bring this one in now. Hopefully it don't get jammed up again. But we'll soon find out. on someone else's.
Probably got someone's line, mate, from earlier. Bring it in.
So, bit of palaver. From one of the lines in from earlier on. I think it's the one that snagged. Cav will probably rip into a snag now. Hopefully not, but at least we're getting the line back out of the water. So,
Yeah. And they're not. I think it is yours, isn't it?
It's one head. Yeah. Right deal. Game on. No rubbish, mate.
Last week, so obviously I only lives up in the flats there, so when I slept out there, it has been quite grand. That's what happens though, a few fish comes off and then they get the word, doesn't it? Yeah. No, not really, but it's I don't know what it is, I know it's a shelf there or it's, yeah, it's snag. It's the fucking pits, it's I told it a couple of weeks back I did. Yeah. Mussel beds. So mussel beds run across it apparently. What? Literally about 30 yards out? Going right the way through. See?
Oh, we bloody want, eh? Yeah.
But yeah, I've been told it's mussel beds apparently. Yeah, it's something, mate. But it's cutting your lines. Yeah.
Oh, biggest of whiting. Getting back to fight another day. Whiting started to come on now. Pecking up the baits. New bait needed. Well, I don't know what to say. From close up, if you're looking for a light which just lights up the area in front of you, well, it's not a bad headlight. But what I'm going to do in a minute, so you can see this at the minute, I'm just going to double check the settings, alright? So, okay, that's... Can't really see it, but that's normal setting. That's mid setting. That's high setting. So for high setting,
I'm going to stand here. Okay. Now, I don't know what you pick up on the camera. I can see roughly to about that next post, so I can see a good 20 foot I'd say. 20 foot. Okay. If you mull it in places where you don't want to get light on the water, absolutely perfect headlight. If I would use it all the time, I'm going to be honest, probably not. And I'm going to compare it, and it's a horrible thing to do this. I don't really like to do it because I'm comparing a £100 headlight to a £350 headlight, which is going to do it anyway, isn't it? But we'll have a look in a minute. As you can see, I've got full beam on. Now I'm going to put the first setting on my petrol beam. Right, so see that little light to the left hand side? That little light there is from the armytek headlight. Don't forget, what I'm trying to show you here is the difference in comparison, because I'm not used to that sort of beam. It's quite mild for a full beam, right? That there is my normal, just first one. That will go onto the next one. As you can see, I can see halfway down the marina here with that. Then I'll go into my third one, sorry, which all goes again. Then I'll go down full beam. Okay, the full beam, I'm literally panning across onto the houses. It's, you can tell the difference, look. You can see the wall over the back. It's just totally different. Now I know armytek do a 4,000 lumen, which I don't know how it compared to the Petzo. It's a totally different price range, but you can see that's what I'm used to. And the reason I use that headlight is for the simple fact that if I'm anywhere with swells and different things, I can see what's out in front of me. And I think it's important to have a decent headlight if you're doing that type of fishing, because at the end of the day, it's your life that's in risk. And I know our past experience and stuff, how having headlights can make a difference and not. And yeah, to me, it's worth spending that type of money on. Now, there's another headlight on the market that's available at the moment, which I'm hoping to do a product test on. I've seen it in person and put it up against this Petzo Ultra Rush, and to be honest, it makes the Petzo Ultra Rush sound dim, and it does. Where I'm light shining on my light over there now, and I can hardly see in the distance, probably 150 yards away. The other one's glowing, and it's like it's in front of me now. It just glows the whole area up. Now, maybe it's overkill, but if you're going down over areas and walking to venues and stuff, then it's one of them, really, isn't it? But no. But yeah, as you can see from the light difference, comparison from a £100 headlight to a 350. But at the end of the day, we're not doing a test on that. For me, I wouldn't personally spend £100 on the headlight if I'm going to get £100 worth of light like that, depending what I want it for. So it's an ideal backup light. If in my honest opinion, it's an ideal thing for mulleting and things like that, where you don't need to light up the area. But really, I would rather put the extra money and get a decent headlight. But there are other headlights available on the market for £100, isn't there? But yeah, I've just got to give an honest review, guys. And right, so I got this on full beam. Right, as you can see it down there, it is on full beam, and I'll show that it's on full beam. I don't even know if you're making this out, guys. So that's on full beam now, yeah. Okay, but I'm sort of like stood here now, and I can't make my rod tip out. So on the reason of that, Gavin's only got that headlight with him, I think. I'm taking this off and putting my headlight on for this session. So we will talk about it towards the end of the session. Only one whiting so far. But as I said, guys, we're not mucking around here. You've got to give honest reviews and honest answers to people's questions. And someone said straight away they wanted to buy it last night, and I told them don't buy it until we've done the review on it. I've had loads of headlights over the years. The Tigra, I've had the Princeton, what was it? Princeton
Tech, wasn't it?
Princeton Tech, yeah, Princeton Tech, Samulite, the Creed headlights. I've gone through all of them, and I've always found you pay for what you get. Gavin's a big fan of the Fennec headlights. As I said, I've got a headlight what I'm trying to do a review on at the moment. I'm speaking to the company because I've actually seen it in full effect, and it is something very, very special. So hopefully we can do something like that later on in the year. Hopefully for the Euros, something on the warm-up week. But yeah, not impressed, guys, for the money really. And I'm going to put my other headlight on.
All right, folks. So I don't know if you can pick up on camera, but I can see my rod tips fine now. I can see Gav's rod tips fine. I can see the guys over in the corner left hand side of me fine, and I'm happy again. That there at the moment is on the second setting.
That's lovely and bright. That
It's perfect. That's what you want. You just want to be able to see your rod tips. I mean, it's not shining out to sea and causing loads of light in the water. I mean, that ever benefits on some of the bass marks. That would be perfect for that, wouldn't it? That headlight there, what we had on a minute ago, I would take that to bass fishing marks, which I go to, places where we don't want light on the water. To be honest, I don't think light makes any difference where we are at the moment. I mean, look at that ferry, light in the water in the ferry, it's not going to make no difference at all. So,
they'll scatter around.
Yeah. Alright, so I got my headlight on now, so we can actually see Gav cast.
I ain't going to slate it completely, guys. I have took it off for the session just because I wanted to see my rod tip. But we were just talking then. If I was going bassing or mulleting or somewhere, especially bassing, I would take that lead light because it's perfect for the job. I mean, it's not bright. It would light up the area in front of you for baiting up and stuff, and you would be able to see land, fish, and stuff like that with it. But unfortunately, where I'm fishing at the moment, I want to be able to see my rod tip from where I'm standing. I've got I don't really want to be standing on all that, just in case it went. I don't think it will go, but the last thing I want to be doing is ended up in that hole for the evening. But I'm going to have to change my bait now. But yeah, it's a very cold evening down here on the Tamar. And yeah, we'll do some fishing bits and pieces, and then we'll give an end result at the end of the day.
Huh?
No way.
A couple of whiting bites on this one. I don't think we've got nothing on.
I think there was something there, but I fucking ripped it right out.
I think you're over matey, mate. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to grab him for you. That's sorry, mate. Oh, he's fucking over and under. Go on, read him up, mate. Yeah, read him up. Go on.
Just whiting, folks. Just whiting, unfortunately. But yeah, getting back, and that was the last cast for us now. But we'll go through the headlight in a minute before we leave. But yeah, no sign, no cod. So, done a little review tonight on this little headlight here, tackle test, and I've got to be honest, what do you think of it, Go?
I think for a little short session, you know, like today down the river, yeah, it was all right. You know, it come in to its own, it done what I needed it to do. But I think if I was out and about on the clambering the rocks and whatever else, I think I'd want something that was probably a little bit brighter, just for my own safety. But
it's ideal for like mulleting or bassing or somewhere where you don't want to get the light on the water, but I wouldn't pay £100 for it.
That's the thing. Is it worth £100? Now, I suppose if you're, you know, I suppose anyone that keep one in the car or whatever, maybe, you know, £100. It is a lot of money for something that.
Yeah, it's a car light for me. It's something what I put in the car. Ideal if I broke down. And it might be ideal for a backup fishing light. It's nice and light and ideal, whatever.
Yeah.
But
it's not uncomfortable to wear.
No, it's light. But for me, there's a lot better headlights on the market for £100.
Yeah.
And we were sent that and said that we were going to be pleased with it. And I wouldn't recommend someone buying that for £100. If I've got to be honest. I know, I'm not saying they're not good at headlights. They're
if
really
it was
good
like
headlights.
£40 or maybe something like that, you know what I mean?
60 quid, 50, 60 quid.
I would say, yeah, well worth the money, do you know what I mean? But
no.
for £100 light, there's a lot better headlamps on the
But I
market.
will put the link on it if anybody wants to pick one up. But to be honest, I wouldn't waste £100 on the light. I would seek other lights. I mean, Gav's got a headlight around that price, and that's the Fennec. What one?
Yeah, Fennec HM 65R, I think it is.
65R.
Yeah.
So there's a lot better headlights in the market for that. But we've been done what we were asked to do, and all we can do is an honest review at the end of the day, guys. They're not rubbish. They're a good quality headlight, but unfortunately not what I would want out of a fishing headlight. As I said, if you want it for a mullet headlight or somewhere bassing, perfect sort of headlight really, but apart from that, for proper fishing, I couldn't even see my rods. I had to use the headlight I've got there now. So yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I could only see, I mean, I got tip tape on my rods, and you know, I had to have it on full beam to really see the tips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, how long is full beam going to last? You know what I mean, on this headlamp?
I'm not sure.
I mean, I don't know.
I can't felt the battery life on it so far. We've been out a couple of hours and it's not faded or nothing from what it was, but it's just
really.
It's the charger, and that's ideal because it's got a USB charger what plugs into the car and stuff like that, which is ideal. But I'll put the link on. As I said, we've only given our honest review on them, and yeah, that's what it is. But hopefully no cod today, but we'll see you in another adventure.